Hey guys, if you're anything like me, you love tacos. I pretty much could eat tacos every single night of the week. And so today I wanted to show you my go-to favorite taco recipe. It's a take on like chicken tinga, which is basically chicken that's cooked with a whole bunch of tomatoes and spices and chipotle peppers. And it's super delicious and really easy. Let me show you how to do it. So first up, let's brown the chicken. I have about 1.5 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken thighs. So today I'm using the thighs, but if you wanted to use chicken breast, that totally works too. I've got a medium-sized Dutch oven over medium heat. We're gonna add in about 2 tablespoons of oil, and then we're gonna brown the chicken. When you're browning chicken, you wanna make sure that you don't overcrowd the pan, otherwise it'll steam the chicken instead of browning the chicken. So my chicken thighs have been seared. Since there's no skin on them, they're not gonna get super brown, but we just wanna brown a little bit to kind of lock in any of the moisture and some flavors. So to that same pan, we're gonna add in 1 onion that I diced, 2 cloves of garlic that are minced, and we're gonna give that a big stir. We're gonna let this mixture cook for about 2 to 3 minutes until the onions are kind of soft and translucent. So right now we're forming like the base for the braising liquid for the chicken. This braising liquid is gonna have tons of flavors, the onions, the garlic, we're gonna put in some green chilies, and then the real kicker is a chipotle chili that comes in this like delicious, slightly spicy adobo sauce. So my onions are looking good. Let's move on with the braising sauce. So to that, we're gonna add in some spices. We're gonna add in 1 teaspoon of cumin. You want ground cumin. And then we're gonna let that toast kind of with the onions as well. 1 teaspoon of oregano. And then kind of like a secret ingredient here, we're gonna do 1/2 teaspoon of ground coriander. Coriander kind of has like a lemony herbal taste to it, which I think is gonna go really well to lighten up the braising sauce. So 1/2 teaspoon of that. Give that a big stir and just toast the spices for like 30 seconds. So one of the reasons that I love this taco dish is that a lot of it's just canned ingredients. So I've got a can of tomatoes that we're gonna pour in, and then a can of hatch green chilies. So no chopping, you can just buy canned vegetables, which are totally easy and fine. And then to that, this is kind of like the magic ingredient. These are the chipotles in adobo sauce. This is the brand that I find at my grocery store, but I'm sure that there's many other types of brands too. So we're just gonna take out 1 of the chilies. You could do 2, but I'm like a super wimp when it comes to heat, so we're gonna do 1 of these chilies in there. If you wanted to add a little more spice, you could do some of the liquid, but again, I'm a wimp. Just add the whole thing on in. It's totally fine that that chili is whole. We're actually going to blend the braising liquid later and serve it as a sauce, so anything that's whole will get blended down. Next, let's take the chicken and put it back into the pot. Just rest it right on top. Lastly, we're gonna add about 1/2 cup to kind of 3/4 of a cup of chicken stock. You wanna add enough stock where it almost covers the chicken. If you don't have chicken stock, you can totally use water as well. And then a big pinch of salt, and we're ready to braise this. We're gonna braise this on the stovetop for about 30 to 35 minutes until the chicken is cooked through and it's fork tender. My chicken is cooked through and it smells amazing. So I'm gonna carefully remove the chicken from the braising liquid and put it into a separate bowl. And it's okay if kind of some of the pieces from the braising liquid gets on the chicken, it's totally fine. So you wanna try and get all the chicken pieces out of the braising liquid because we're gonna actually blend the braising liquid, and I don't think we want like blended chicken in there. Maybe, I don't know. I don't. So we're gonna go ahead and shred the chicken. And while I shred it, I'm gonna keep the pan on top of the stove and let it reduce a little bit. We wanna cook it until it's reduced by 1/2. This is just gonna intensify all those delicious flavors. Just using 2 forks, we're gonna carefully shred the chicken. It's really hot, so be careful. Since it's braised, it's actually really tender, so it basically just falls apart. Okay, so my chicken is pulled, my braising sauce has reduced. Let's go ahead and blend the braising sauce, and then we'll serve it kind of on top of the chicken, like toss it in a little bit with the chicken, and then also as like a dipping sauce on the side. So I'm just gonna ladle it into a blender. Okay, try and get every little bit in there. And then we're just gonna blend on high until smooth. And that step is totally optional. I just like having kind of like a sauce to go with my tacos, like a dipping sauce or a drizzling sauce. And since it has all the flavors that you cook the chicken in, it's gonna go super well with these tacos. So my sauce is done, my chicken's pulled, let's make the tacos. So to my pulled chicken, let's just add a little bit of that sauce. We'll give that a stir and then we'll make our tacos. So I've got some corn tortillas that I just gently kind of torched on my stove. You have to have a gas flame for that, unfortunately, but it's totally optional. So just a little bit of a toasted corn shell. You could use flour if that's kind of how you like your tacos. We're gonna put in a little bit of the meat mixture right in the center. So put that right in the center and then we'll add in all the fixings. So I'm a huge fan of pickled red onions. I think they add so much flavor and crunch. So we're gonna add those right on top. We're gonna add a dollop of sour cream, some avocado. You could also do guacamole if you wanted. To me, kind of half of what I love about tacos are like all the fixings on top. So make it whatever you like in terms of your tacos. I like this combination, but you can add like gooey cheese, guacamole, like I said before, the salsa. Any way you like your tacos, you can totally customize this. And then a little bit of queso fresco right on top, a little drizzle of that braising liquid. It was a little messy. A squeeze of lime and then some cilantro. And if you don't like cilantro, you can totally skip it too. There you have it. There is my chicken taco. I can't wait to dig straight on in. Looks pretty awesome, right? Thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up below and hit subscribe because I upload new recipe videos each week.